Welcome back. Time is ticking on a federal tax credit that major wind farm companies had hoped to take advantage of.
And without it, the future of offshore wind farming is in question. Fox and Friends correspondent Todd Pyro is here with more. Tell us about this
It's good to see you
interesting
this morning.
story.
Very interesting. That tax credit, like you mentioned, set to expire at the end of the year. But this summer, the Interior Department announced a hold on offshore wind projects until, quote, a cumulative analysis is conducted. The move delaying potential approval of the country's first large-scale offshore wind farm, the Vineyard Wind Project, until December 2020. And without that tax credit, the future of Vineyard Wind is in doubt. One industry that's pleased, though, with this development, fishing. Here's why.
As a family business, it's a lot of pride. My grandfather was a fisherman, my dad. Hopefully someday my son would want to do it. But if something doesn't change, I don't even want him coming down to the boat.
The last time we spoke with Connecticut commercial fishing captain Aaron Williams, he was worried that government regulations would kill the business that's been in his family for 4 generations. Now, fishermen like him are facing a new threat. Offshore wind farms.
If these offshore wind farms that are projected and the areas that they're being leased are actually built, it's over for the commercial fishing industry.
The shift to wind energy is growing. The first wind farm was installed in the U.S. in 1980, and now there are more than 200 wind farms providing about 6.5% of the nation's electricity. And more growth is expected, specifically in our nation's oceans. In 2016, the first commercial offshore wind farm began operations with 5 turbines off Block Island in Rhode Island. And according to the American Wind Energy Association, 10 more farms could be up and running as soon as 2024.
All right, this is Block Island.
Aaron drove us to get a better look. You may look at this and say, it's just 5 windmills, who cares? But this could be the start of thousands of these up and down the east coast of the U.S., some of them much larger than what you see in front of you.
The impacts from 5 is not going to be the same as the impacts from 500 or 5,000. However, there have been impacts.
Where are they seeing the impact? On the fish?
Fish have different habitats. They have certain migratory routes that they repeat year after year after year. So when you put the wind farms on those places, those fish are definitely most certainly impacted.
On the boats.
We're trying to navigate. Now we'd have to be avoiding a base to a windmill.
And most concerning, the wind farm's effect on radar. We watched it happen.
These right here are the 5 wind turbines. This is what the radar does when you do get close to the wind farm. It looks like there's about 20 here, when there's actually only 5 right here, but it's the interference. The costs of the windmills outweigh the benefits of it.
But proponents of the wind farms say the farm's environment and economical advantages need to be taken into consideration as well. Connecticut is one of 15 states with plans to add wind farms to their shores.
Connecticut is excited to be investing in offshore wind. We are directing project developers to ensure that they have adequate funding for surveys and for monitoring. And we know that they're going to be driving investment in manufacturing and construction jobs.
The fishing industry response?
It's easy for a lot of folks to look out to the ocean and think it's an endless. It's not endless. And we're going to get displaced not only on the fishing grounds, guys, certain boats will go out of business.
And if you think it's just the fishermen that are worried about these windmills, think again. The Coast Guard, as well as a team of members from the Departments of Defense, Energy, Homeland Security, the FAA, and NOAA are actually looking into the radar interference these ships are experiencing. So this could become a national security issue in addition to a fishing and environmental issue.
It's crazy that it impacts the fish. You'd think the ocean